is Nick, and welcome. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, glad you chose to join us. Eventually, we'll be pulling in the other platforms, but you have to build to certain things, right? And there's a process with everything. And today, oh man, today we're going to talk a little about AI. We're going to talk about a little bit about ChatGPT and Gemini and a little Claude action here. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about an email that I got. Let me find it real quick. Where did you go, Mr. Email? And hey, if you're a small business, you need to pay attention to this. And if you're a small business that is doing work with government contracts, the House recently passed a bill that's going to force small businesses through the SBA to report on AI and report how they're using AI and how they're doing data privacy and doing all these things. And that's because small businesses are 210% more likely than large companies to experience a cyber incident. And I completely agree with that statement. So what does that mean? That means that if you're using AI and you're just, winging it, maybe using an unsecure, method of data collecting, beware. Because when you have a cyber incident, it doesn't just stop with your small business. You have to let every client know that your small business got hacked and that you have, and their information may be compromised. Now, if I have any cybersecurity companies that specialize in small business, please drop your company's name into the comments. Help other small businesses get secure with what is going on now with the cybersecurity, with all the different AI models. So, a couple other things for small business. Small business within government programs. The House passed another bill Tuesday that is going to require small businesses to do a recertification. Why? The SBA and SAM.gov and DUNS, they're trying to purge all of the old data. They want to have businesses working. They want to have clean data to start giving out more government contracts. And that's because of the 2025 Freedom 250 pledge that has just been done. And that is a pledge for the government to help small businesses get up and running through the use of the SBA and SAM.gov. Now, what does this all mean? This means that if you're a small business, you need to really make sure after you get your LLC or you do your DBA and you get your business checking account and you do all those things, you need to get your DUNS number, and it's free. It just takes time. And if you want to go after government contracts, you need to go register at SAM.gov. Now, to register on SAM.gov, you have to have your DUNS number first. And then you need to write out a capability statement. Now, I'm going to give you a little cheat real quick, okay? If you have good branding, you have your Google business profile and the other parts of Gabby, right? And you have, a great website and people know who you are, what you do, the problem you solve, and who your perfect prospect is and who that problem that you're solving is for, you can pretty much use ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude to write out that capability statement. Now, when I say this, it's not a copy-paste scenario, right? As you've heard me say hundreds of times now, you have to have a human in the loop. So it's going to get it 80% of the way there. And then you need to finish out that last 20%. After you have that capability statement, then you need to create a dedicated page for government contracts on your website that is going to have all of the pertinent information, DUNS number, your cage code, all of the different things that need to be on there, so that, and a downloadable capability statement, so that when people are searching for government contracts and they're needing your services, not as prime, definitely as a subcontractor, they can easily find you. This will also help when you start responding to RFPs, because then you can give a direct URL for government contracts so they know who you are, what you do, and who you've worked with. That is very, very key. If you're already working within a niche and the government needs help within that niche, that's going to help you when you go to answer to the RFP or respond or do anything like that. So definitely have all that in order. Now, please hear me with this. When you start doing this, you can't mess up. When you get your first sub, you cannot mess up on that government contract. You mess up on that government contract, and that's pretty much going to be it, right? So you have to, sending a note, you have to get this done right. In your capability statement, do not guess. Do not say you do 5 things when you only really do 2. That is going to hurt you, because they're going to come to you and they're going to ask for the 5 things. And if you're not able to deliver on that, you're going to get that one bad rep, and then that is going to shut the door for any other further government contracts. Now let's continue down this road. Government contracts, if you're a veteran, make sure you get the veteran certification. If you are a minority-owned business, make sure to get the certifications. And then after you do it, you need to make sure to keep up with it. Now, another great thing to do is to also have some kind of a non-for-profit that you're giving to. Now, I didn't say it had to be a lot. I didn't say you had to do, a ton of it. But have something. And then post about it. This is a great content piece. Whether it's local, regional, passion project, doesn't matter. Have something. Okay. We're done with government contracts now. We're done with the SBA. We're done with all the things. We're going to focus again on what is going on with GEO, AI search, visibility, SEO, whatever you want to call it, because things are changing. And this is how it is changing. New data shows that there's a 40% shift in user behavior away from traditional keyboard queries towards conversational intent based searches on platforms like Gemini and Perplexity. Let's not limit it to that. That's also on Google. If you're running Google ads right now, you know that you need to be doing your keywords don't just need to be 1 word anymore, 2 words anymore. It needs to be a sentence, because that is what is going on right now. Brands that are relying solely on legacy SEO are completely vanishing from AI-generated summaries. The latest indexing models are heavily prioritizing structured data, real-time contextual relevance over backlink volume. Let me translate this for you, okay? The latest indexing models are heavily prioritizing content, structured content, and speed of content over backlink volume. That is why we have the new updated content strategy. That is why you need to have a monthly theme that is broken down into very, very specific types of content that resonate over every search and every AI. And then you need to make sure you're publishing that content to all of the social media platforms, all of the AI directories, and all of the AI search directories. Where am I talking about that? I'm talking about publishing to different brands like Reddit, because certain AI models are using Reddit to verify what you have on your website. This is about an omnipresence approach. Back in the day, you could say, I'm going to focus on SEO. I'm going to update my website. I'm going to write my blog, and let's go. And that was enough. You could have said, I'm going to do a content strategy. I'm going to publish to social media. That's how I'm going to do everything, da, 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 da. And that was all you did. That is the bottom of the barrel now. That is the top of the funnel that's over here. Okay, you don't get me wrong, it will work. You'll get a little bit of traction on it, but you have to start thinking omnipresence. Hear me on this. If you are a small to large business, sorry, I said that completely wrong. If you are a medium to large business, what do I mean by that? If you're doing 20 mil a year and up, you need to start thinking about omni content. You need to start getting everywhere. And what, Nick, how do you know this works? Because we're doing this for our clients. Now, right now, Kinetic Curve is in the middle of a rebrand, not a rebrand, of updating our perfect prospect and direction, everything. Why? Because when we stepped into AI reputation management, we learned a lot. We also learned that if you are only focused on AI reputation management, it was not going to work. It was going to work for AI. It was not going to work for SEO. And in realizing that, we said, oh, this is only going to help some clients. We need to come up with a plan to help all clients. And then we're going to build a software that's going to take over the reputation management side. So that way people can grow that part of it. Please hear me with this. Reputation management is extremely important, but it is not the end all of end alls. So what do you need to do? I'm so glad you asked. Start creating content. I was talking with a student last week, and it was the one challenge I gave her. I need you, Miss Realtor. And I haven't gotten her permission to share her name, so I'm not going to share her name, but she knows who she is. If she's watching, she knows I'm talking about her. I need you to go find a house that is for sale. And if it's vacant, I need you to go walk the house, walk the property, go live. And then I need you to go to a new home builder in your niche, in your region, in the area that you want to be the realtor of, and go live. Now, some of you may sit here and go, Nick, that's great. That seat just dropped a whole nother inch. That was hilarious. I'm watching myself slowly shrink on camera. Okay. Nick, that sounds great. It's going to work great for the real estate person. Yeah, but what about the mortgage person? Yeah, what about the healthcare person? Yeah, what about the home services person? If you are out of an office, go live. If you can talk about some kind of expertise that you bring, go live. You don't have to have a studio like what I have. I am extremely blessed and favored to have this studio. And if you want to come use it, you come talk to me about it, okay? But if you're a service provider and you're going out into the field, go live. Now, before you start using someone's house or anything, hey, maybe in your little agreement, have a social media clause, have a content clause where you own the content, and then be honorable. If the person doesn't want to be on camera, don't get them on camera. Don't drop an address. Again, the purpose is to show your expertise. The purpose is to show here we go, right? Service industry. So you guys make this easy. You ready? Go live, go hop in your truck. Show me some tools. Tell me about a situation that happened. Tell me how you problem solved the situation. And then why should I choose you? Right? Guys, my name's Nick. I'm in my studio today, and you want to know what? My team just developed this CRM specifically for startups and people who are bootstrapping their business and for side hustles. And it's $19 a month, and it's going to give you all the tools you need to get started right now. Now, we do have bigger options, but I'm not going to ask you to pay $100 a month for a CRM because that's ridiculous. You're bootstrapping $20. You want to know what? You probably spend more than that on coffee at Starbucks. Heck, I got 2 coffees today, and oh my goodness, it was actually almost as much as what I'm asking you to pay for a CRM, right? Now, please don't get me wrong. I love 1418 coffee. And when, my video guy that's over here running the studio, he's a little bit bougie. He likes fancy coffees. I'm going to have to give him more money in his paycheck just so we can start buying his own coffees and not taking out of mine. And what I mean by that is, I'm the spender of the family. So I get put on a budget, and he just nicks 10% of my budget. Man, how do you know you're loved? I buy you coffee. That's how you know. That's how you know you're loved and appreciated, right? But I digress. What I just did there is I talked about something that I'm an expert in. That I'm an expert in. I'm an expert in building CRMs. I'm an expert in marketing. I love being on camera. These are all things that I enjoy doing. What do you enjoy doing? What are you an expert in? How are you providing value? And with all that, magically, when you start doing this, you're going to start attracting people that want your services, want the solution you provide, want the product that you're selling. Man, I just shrunk again. We're going to have to change out this chair. This chair is epically failing right now. I think it's because someone bigger than me sat on it. They broke it. But I digress. So here we go, right? This is what you need to be doing. And I can hear it. I can hear you saying, Nick, what if no one watches? At this moment that I'm shooting this video, there's no one watching this video. But what I can't argue with is the results. I went from 0 discovery calls this week to 4. If you spent 30 minutes a day and that 30 minutes a day turned into 1 hot lead discovery meeting every day, is that worth your time? And if you tell me no, you're lying. The answer is yes. You going live is going to do more for you than anything else. And here's the best part. You ready? Hear me on this. Your competition's not doing it because they're too scared of the camera too. So this is a very easy way for you to get a very organic, a very strategic and tactical way of you getting ahead of the competition. Why would you not do that? And you may say, Nick, I don't know. I don't want to. Great. Come book an hour here in the studio. I will coach you through it. I will stand here. I will be your director. And if for some reason I can't do it, there's a young lady her name is Lindsay Smith. She did directing while we had a whole team at 1418 Coffee. Thank you Thank you, 1418 Coffee, for us going and shooting content at your location. And bam, she is an excellent director. You want to know who else is really good at this? The other young lady that's in the office, her name is Sheila. I have 3 people here who can coach you through creating content so you can win. And hear me with this. What do I mean by that? After you shoot the content, you can use all of our content strategy, part of our content strategy. What does your budget dictate? And in doing so, hear me with this. This is what's going to get you not just a great search, but it's also going to get you in front of the AI. And here's the why. AI is looking for consistency. I just read this to you, right? Consistency among all platforms. That's what you need to do. A consistent push of content across all platforms. And hear me with this. You may go, Nick, no one's watching, right? Like I said before, they're watching. I guarantee you they're watching. When I walk into church, Nick, I watched your videos. Great. Why didn't you like them? Why didn't you comment? So rude. No, I'm just kidding. Right? Nick, I watched your videos. I loved it. You said this. And I start having people that are within my spheres of influence coming to me and repeating to me what I'm saying to them on these videos. Now, the algorithm's not going to tell you that, right? Like, I know that my brother, Rob, watch this video while I'm live right now. Why? Because he liked the video. Here we go, right? I'm live. You want a great shout out for your business? Like the video. Comment on the video. Rob is my brother. If you are looking for a marketing agency that develops apps, you call Rob. His agency crushes it. Well, how do you know that? Because I have him build my stuff. You think I can do all this myself? Come on. My team is great, but I don't hire developers. No, I do not. Not at all. I don't want that responsibility. Give that to my brother. You want an app develop? You want someone that's gonna be able to take you through all the steps to get your app published on the Apple Store and the Google Store and all that stuff, and then host it? You call my brother. Do not call me. Nick is going to say no. Robert will say yes. And then you tell him, I heard about you on Nick's show, on Nick's marketing show. That's where I heard about you. So, Rob, there you go. I called my brother last night. He's like, why are you calling me? I'm just waking up in the morning. So Robert does not live in the United States. Robert lives in the Philippines, like almost a 12-hour time difference, right? He's like, I'm just now getting up. Like, how late did you stay up? So Robert has clients. So Robert does something that I'm not willing to do. Robert has clients all across the globe. I am not willing to do that. I want my clients in Texas. If you are in Texas or Oklahoma or Arkansas, oh man, we kind of go nationwide now. If you're in the United States and you want a marketing agency, and now when I say marketing agency, if you want someone that has a CRM and I'm going to teach you marketing, I'm your agency. We're your agency, right? You want someone that's going to provide great tech support for United States businesses, specifically Texas businesses here, and you want marketing education or a marketing helper, all that stuff, right? Then we're your agency. If you are outside of this United States, I am not your guy. Praise the Lord. So you call Rob. Oh, he should buy that domain. Just call rob.com. Right. Rob, did you write that down? You should write that down. So, hey, tomorrow at 2:00, I'm going to drop a Zoom link, and anyone that wants to come join, you can come join our Zoom meeting, and I'm going to take questions, marketing questions, and I'm going to answer them. And we are going to have a fun Zoom meeting, and hopefully we could use this setup. We tried it a little while ago, and I couldn't get the audio to come through correctly. So Hilario has a project today, and that's to figure this out. So, hey, thank you guys for joining me today. Know that you are loved. Know that you are blessed. Now, hear me with this. God has a plan for you. God designed you for a reason. Here's my question. Have you discovered what that reason is? And if you have discovered it, are you nurturing it? When I mean nurture, I mean develop. And if you're developing it, hear me on this, how are you monetizing it? The gentleman that is sitting right in front of me right now, his name is Hilario. He's a great, great young man. He said, Nick, I want to learn video editing. I said, great, come on in. He did right about a 30-day internship. And while he was doing the internship, he very, very quickly realized that video editing is an absolute mastery. It takes time. When someone, and it's funny because we were talking about this today, when someone goes, oh, I do video editing, he now has the expertise to go, really? What kind of video editing do you do? And he can start to talk that way. But hear me with this, just to get proficient in whatever you're doing, whatever that skill set, whatever that calling is, you got to get at least 100 reps in. And before you're an expert, that's going to turn into thousands of reps. And what he has learned being here at this agency is if someone thinks it's easy, they probably don't understand it. He's over here nodding his head like, yep, 100%. Because doing video editing right, doing video editing for business correctly, doing video editing, I'm not talking about content gathering. I'm not talking about content strategy. I'm not talking about social media strategy. I'm just talking about the one vertical of video editing. Just getting that one piece down correctly for business, not personal use, it takes time. So, if you have not discovered what your God-given talent is, and I didn't say what your passion project was, I said what your God-given talent is, then my absolute and simplest recommendation is Google Keith Craft. Go to keithcraft.com, enroll in one of his masterminds. He has not asked me to do this. It's Pastor Keith has helped me define this. And at the age of 44, when I actually locked in and started doing what he was teaching, if you were younger than that, how much farther ahead will you be? So thank you guys for joining me. Know that you are loved. God has a purpose for you. Step into it. Bye, y'all.